Good morning and welcome to Onsen Budgie Smugglers podcast, season 2, episode 12. It's 29th of July, Saturday. It's been hot here, like around 20, more than 25 degrees at the moment, and should be 35 or even warmer today in Kyoto, here in Kyoto. And my co-host is in North Coast in Victoria, Australia. How are you, Troy? Good morning.
Good morning, Yoshi. I'm very good, thank you. It's probably about 12 degrees Celsius here, but the sun is out and looking at a nice 18 degrees today. So for midwinter, that's very pleasant.
Nice. Looks like warmer than average winter.
Yeah, some days have been okay, but it's also when you get days like this, you get very cold nights as well. So it kind of balances out a bit.
All right. Do you use a heater in the evening, in the morning?
Yes, very much.
Understand. I'm using the aircon at the moment. It's too hot, humid.
Yeah, no good, mate.
Yeah, just even we are planning to have a free training in the afternoon. At the temperature could be like 33, 35, something like that.
Wow. Make sure you hydrate, mate.
Just I get a lot of fluid today.
Yeah, I don't think footy's supposed to be played in those sort of temperatures.
Nah, I don't think so. Otherwise, the players have like a heat stroke issues.
Yeah, very much.
So in the summer, when AFLW was present, I think it was such kind of issue, right?
Yeah. Fortunately, it wasn't a very hot summer, so wasn't quite so bad. But I'm thinking this summer might be very hot, and we may see some sort of issues with that with the AFLW season.
All right, but AFLW plays in September, I think, right?
Yeah, starting in September, but I think finishing in December.
Wow, must be an issue if it's very hot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
All right, so let's talk about our highs and lows. What's the yours, Mike?
So I'll start off with my low this week. The AFL announced that the International Cup, which has traditionally been held every 3 years, and it's Aussie rules tournament for genuine internationals of other countries to represent their country and come and play footy in Australia every 3 years. It got postponed or cancelled in 2020 due to COVID, and was then pushed back. And then the AFL announced this week that there would be no International Cup next year as scheduled, that they would break it into 3 regional cups in Asia, in the US or North America, and the other one would be played in Queensland with the Pacific teams. So a little bit disappointing that I'm not going to have all those international teams here in Australia. People who know me probably know I've been following that tournament and covering from a media point of view for many years. So it's very disappointing. And all I can say is hopefully it does go well. Like, for example, the Asian Cup version might be held close to you, Yoshi.
Thanks, Matt. I'm not sure if I'm eligible to play international cups. Like, I don't have much enough skill, unfortunately. I wish I could be playing for the international cup, and hopefully it's very, very disappointing to hear about that. Like you, I hope it goes well for temporary. Then the international cup, is held normally in the near future.
Yeah, that's the hope. And yes, so something is better than nothing at this stage. But I don't have great hopes that the AFL will restore the International Cup. I'm a bit worried that they will keep this new format because it will cost them less money.
Because of COVID, like economy is not good, I think.
Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. But also they will use the local resources such as AFL Asia staff to umpire and administer the games, so the AFL doesn't have to actually pay themselves.
All right. Makes sense.
Anyway, that was my low. My high
Yeah.
was a very high. So last weekend I travelled up to Townsville in northern Queensland, where my best mate up there, Rowan, lives, and we went out in the estuaries up there and caught mud crabs and prawns and fished. And then we had a good family day with his family. His son Hayden is my godson. So we all had a good time on the Saturday, and on the Sunday we went out to the Great Barrier Reef, fishing all day.
Oh, beautiful. Like, did you hire a boat to fish?
No, Rowan has his own boat. He has a very nice boat, and it gets us out to the reef nice and quick in about an hour and a half it takes to get out there and back. So,
Oh, beautiful. Like, how long did you do fishing? How many hours?
probably about 7 hours.
Nice. So did you do a barbecue in the site after fishing?
Yeah, we did. We had a barbecue and had some nice fresh fish. We had fresh mud crabs and prawns, so it was great. And a few beers to go along with that, just to wash it down, of course.
Yeah, of course. Like, which beer did you have?
What beer did we had? We had, I think, Young Henry's Newtowner, which is actually a Sydney beer.
Sydney beer in Queensland.
Yeah.
Wow. Why did you pick up this Sydney beer?
Look, I think there was a time in Australia where everyone kind of drank the beer from locally where they are, but these days there's a lot of different varieties of beers available sort of everywhere. And it was probably the best value at the shop that was selling beer. So that's probably why I bought that one.
I understand.
How about you, Yosh?
Like I started low as well. Like, unfortunately, my tour guide training didn't go well, in my opinion. I thought that it was a full training, but I was given like a 20% of responsibility. Then I had to interact with the guests, but I was nervous, like I didn't know what to do. Then I was stuck. Then didn't go well.
So they literally threw you in the deep end.
Yeah, literally a deep end. So I feel like I have no idea what to do. Like, I just try to listen to, what leading tour guides did, but in her opinion, like it was not enough.
I understand. Well, some jobs are learn on the go, right? So I think you'll be learning quickly.
Hope so, but I feel like, unfortunately, like a leading guide was not on time to meet me. Then it was not impressive. Then I feel like, what can I do? Like I feel like I should do other job or like, because of the money, working conditions as well. So I'm not 100% sure if I want to do it again or not.
Oh, I hope you do give it another go, and hopefully it's a better experience, and the lead guide turns up on time next time.
Just my. Then what I learned, like, it's a freelance job. My friend says like I had to prepare professionally to do a freelance job. I didn't know that. Totally kind of, I made a mistake as well.
Yeah, I mean, not everything can be a perfect experience, unfortunately. So sometimes you've just got to take the positives that you actually made a start and maybe move on to do better next time for everybody.
Just my. Then highs only like a small stuff. Luckily we won over North Melbourne on Sunday. We are just lucky.
Yes, it was very, very close game. Poor kicking, I think, probably didn't help. But Hawthorn played North Melbourne the week before, and we kicked very, very poorly against them as well. So I can understand your feelings there. I thought we were lucky to beat them as well, even though we beat them by a bit more than you guys.
How many points did you beat North Melbourne?
I think it was about 42 or something.
Oh, better.
But we should have beat them by 100 points. Our kicking was so bad.
That's no good.
I think we kicked three goals, 13 or 14 in the first half.
Yeah. Should be, understand.
But a win's a win, Yosh. Take the 4 points, sing the song.
Yes, right. Right. So, can we move on to the topics to discuss today?
Yeah, we can.
What's yours?
Mine is ADF Chopper crashes in Queensland's Whitsundays.
So ADF is searching something like animals, like a research or searching a missing person, and it's crashed into the beach or island, I guess.
Yeah, on the right track. So the Whitsundays is actually not far from where I was last weekend, up in far north Queensland. Off the coast of Queensland. The ADF is the Australian Defence Force. So basically our Army, Air Force, Navy. So they're doing joint exercises with the US military and some other military from other countries at the moment. So they're practicing, I guess, for like invasions from China and that sort of thing. So in Townsville, where I went last weekend, they have a very large military base there, and there was a lot of activity going on last weekend. Lots of choppers, so lots of Black Hawks and Ospreys, Chinook, all helicopters flying around in the sky all day. Lots of big carrier planes going in and out, and apparently the week before there was thousands of American troops staying in Townsville before this exercise. So, so it was an Australian helicopter that crashed out there in the Whitsundays. It did have, I believe, some US Marines on board. But at this stage, they're not really saying much about the details of what happened. So I guess that will or won't come out in time. So that was my story of the week.
Right.
How about you, Yosh?
Right. Transport Ministry inspects big motor dealerships over alleged fraud.
Big motor dealerships. So I guess that's Toyota, Mitsubishi. I assume that's big motor dealerships. So they've done some sort of fraud. I remember some years ago, Volkswagen got in big trouble for their fraud over their emissions results on their cars that they were selling out of Germany. So I imagine it's probably something like this, that those big car companies have done something against the law to maybe get around some sort of regulations.
Yeah, it's like, it's part of, you got the right answer. Like, actually, big motor is used to car, like a second-hand car dealers.
Yeah.
Then what happens is like, they deliberately damage, customer's car to get more profit from the insurance company. Like, of course, it's against the road safety, like, the inspecting car, registrations, like laws. So they just fraud for insurance.
Yeah.
car insurances,
I imagine that's a lot of money that they've tried to defraud the insurance companies.
Yeah, they try to get more money from the insurance for falls, like, deliberately damage.
And we
It's
all
a
pay for
fraud.
that, Yoshi. We all pay for that with higher premiums anytime we try and get insurance, right? Because you have people like this trying to rip off the insurance companies.
Yeah. Then insurance company, in the morning, like today, I heard that, the one of insurers, who had a, agreement, like a business agreement with a big motor, terminate the contract, then make, makes a lawsuit.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah. That's a really, really big issue in Japan, big news for this week. Also, for they did is like, they spread the chemical around the, the trees on the streets. Then trees did not alive anymore. Like leaves are like ripped off from the trees, and they kill the trees to for more views on their cars from the streets. No
Yeah.
good.
I've heard that happening here in Australia as well, where people are killing trees to improve their view of like the ocean in front of their house and things like that.
Oh, really? That's no good. Then what happens? Like, are they sued or are they penalized?
Yeah, I mean, if they catch them, the hard part is finding out who actually did it, I guess, particularly if
Yeah,
it's a high rise apartment or something like that.
no good.
Right.
That's a shame. Right? Then it's a new segment for us. Japanese lesson.
Excellent. I've been looking forward to this, Yoshi. You're going to teach
Good,
me.
good.
You're going to teach me some Japanese.
Right. Today's like it's a free talk. It's a kind of free talk, like the basic words I can teach you.
Yeah.
Right. So guess what I mean. Guess what it means. Right. どこのチーム応援してますか? You'll find that, in a pub or in a free game. Guess what?
He's holding the ball.
Nah. だから you'll find that, like a stranger in the pub or probably not in the game, but because like, you'll find that like, their free gears in the pub, maybe.
Is it?
Without...
Who do you barrack for?
Good. You got it. That's right.
Good clues, Yoshi. Good clues.
Yeah, good job. Then
That was the
once
easy
again,
bit.
easy, right? Just can you repeat again? Like, sorry, I'll do then you follow.
Yeah.
どこのチーム応援してますか? Let's say.
Tokonochi
チーム
Timu
team, yeah,
Team
the club. どこ
Tokonochi
のどこの
Team
応援してますか?
Oense Maska.
Yeah, good. Right. That's nice.
All right. I'll see if I can remember that one for next week now.
Sure, yeah. We have to do, the homework or like review again.
Exactly.
Then, yeah. Or I can text you like, what its word is as well. Otherwise, you won't forget.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely do my homework and I'll come back next week
Sure.
And you can tell me whether I've got it right or not.
Yeah, good. Right. Let's move on to the free talk.
Yeah.
And what are your reviews for Hawthorn?
Well, yeah, as I said, went and saw Hawthorn play North Melbourne 2 weeks ago at the MCG. At Marvel Stadium. It was a very nice afternoon under the roof.
Yeah.
On a Sunday afternoon. Had a couple of quiet beers in the standing area at the back of the seating at Marvel there and watched the game. As I said, Hawthorn kicked terribly. I think we were 3 goals, 13 or something at halftime. And we really didn't play all that well, but North Melbourne played worse. So I guess I went to the game hoping to see Hawthorn have a win because there's not won many games this year. And did get to see them have a win, but came away feeling a little bit disappointed about how they played. Last week, as I said, I was up in Queensland, so I was out and about with my friends up there, but I did manage to sort of see the last probably 15 minutes of the Hawthorn-Richmond game, watching it on my phone. And Hawthorn were in front, but you could tell Richmond were coming hard and they kicked goal after goal after goal in the last quarter. I think we might have been 30 points up at 3/4 time and barely got the ball in our forward 50 in the last quarter. So Richmond won by a point, which was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, of course.
But good to see us competitive with Richmond. And next year, hopefully, some of those younger guys will be able to run out a game and not get run over in the last quarter.
That's good. That's a good positive viewing.
And you, Yosh, what about those Saints? A bad start up at Gold Coast, right?
Yeah, I watched the Gold Coast versus St Kilda game for the first quarter, but really bad quarter. Like, Gold Coast dominated the balls and we couldn't stop them. And we kicked only like 1 goal, like we missed some opportunities. Really bad game to watch. Then I had a free training, so I didn't watch the rest of the game. Then St Kilda lost by 26, 27 points. No good. Then last week, like we kicked terribly, and even like North Melbourne led by 12 points something at the halftime. Then we bounced back the last quarter. Last quarter was, only quarter we kicked, we played properly. Then if we played properly for the game, then we would win like massively. Like it's a win, but I was not impressed at all.
No, not good. And you were unlucky to come up against Gold Coast when the coach had just been sacked, Stewie G, which we talked about last time. And the players, I guess, responded, unfortunately too late for Stewie, but responded by playing much better football than they had perhaps played in the previous few weeks.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we are unlucky to have Stewart to sack just before the game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, footy tipping, Yoshi.
Right. This afternoon, Geelong versus Fremantle.
Geelong for me.
Geelong to me as well. Western Bulldogs versus GWS.
GWS have been playing very well lately. So I think this will be a very good game. The Bulldogs perhaps have a pretty good record at Mars Stadium, which is in Ballarat. So I think we'll go with the Bulldogs today.
I tip the Bulldogs as well. they did well last week against Essendon, so I go for the Bulldogs. Crash Gold Coast versus Brisbane.
The Brisbane Lions for me, they're on a roll. I wouldn't be surprised if this is also a very good game, being the local Queensland clash and the Gold Coast boys get up for it. So don't be surprised if there's an upset here.
I'm with him. I go Brisbane, but wouldn't be surprised if Gold Coast upsets Lions. Essendon versus Sydney.
Another good game. I think Essendon at home here to win this.
I think Essendon to win again as well. The showdown, Adelaide versus Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide to continue on and their winning ways. I'm not sure if they can take top spot on the ladder, but I think they'll still be a game short if they win this. But yeah, Port Adelaide for me.
Port Adelaide lost to Carlton 2 weeks ago. Then last week they lost against Collingwood. But I think they are bouncing back against the Crows, so I'm tipping Port Adelaide. Then tomorrow, Hawthorn versus St Kilda.
Oh, Yoshi, what can I say? I think I said last time we were no chance to beat St Kilda, and we did sneak a win. I think this time everyone thinks Hawthorn are a chance, and I think St Kilda might beat us easily.
It's really, really hard to see St Kilda to win, but I feel like a St Kilda win just by a little bit, like a small margin.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's now or never for St Kilda sitting in, what are they, in 7th or 8th spot? Yeah, equal on points with GWS. They've got Geelong and Richmond and Essendon sort of breathing down their neck. So if they're not going to win now, they're not going to make finals, right? So I feel like they're going to be inspired and have a win.
Just my Richmond versus Melbourne.
It should be a good game again. Richmond have been, pretty good the last few weeks. But the Demons, I think, will cement their top 4 spot here.
I think Melbourne showed different class against Richmond, so I'm tipping Melbourne. Last one, West Coast versus North Melbourne.
I think North Melbourne will win over in Perth.
I'm giving West Coast a chance to win.
For West Coast supporters, I'm hoping that they do.
Yeah, sure. My friend will be, the same. Like he will have a good hope, I think. Round 21, Western Bulldogs versus Richmond on Friday night.
Bulldogs for me.
Bulldogs by and Bulldogs blow for me. Then Saturday, Essendon versus West Coast.
Essendon for me.
Yeah, Bombers. Adelaide versus Gold Coast.
Adelaide for me.
Yeah, Adelaide, the home team advantage. Hawthorn versus Collingwood.
Collingwood, very easily.
Yeah, unfortunately, Collingwood, like easily as well. Geelong versus Port Adelaide.
Yeah, this is going to be a very good game. I think I'll have to go with Port Adelaide.
It's hard to chip, but I feel like Port Adelaide as well. GWS versus Sydney.
Giants for me.
Giants as well. If it's CG, I would chip Sydney, but for me, this a game, Giants. Then Sunday, North Melbourne versus Melbourne.
The Demons again for me.
These as well. St. Kilda versus Carlton.
I think Carlton might win this one.
Yeah, Carlton are good in this week, recent week. So unfortunately, I feel like St. Kilda cannot, beat the Carlton's, good skill. So I feel like St. Kilda can't win over Carlton.
I mean, certainly if Carlton bring their form that they played with last night, I don't think so.
Right.
But who knows? Carlton have been so hot and cold this year. You just don't know which one's going to turn up, the hot or the cold.
Hope so. St. Kilda bounce back against Carlton anyway. Hope so, but I feel like Carlton to win.
Yeah.
Fremantle versus Brisbane.
Look, it'll probably be a good game over there in Perth on the Sunday, but I'll back in Brisbane to win that one.
I'm going to see my Brisbane to win.
Very good, mate. So what's on for today, Yosh?
Like I'm having a free training starting at 4 o'clock rather than 2 o'clock because of heat.
That's smart.
Then, I'm not sure like if it's still hot. I think it works or not. Like it's still hot. Definitely like at 4 o'clock yesterday, like I feel like too hot, like walking on the streets, and can we do the free training at 4 o'clock? I'm not sure. Let's see what happens.
Well, you can always have a bonding session at the pub instead, mate.
Let's see what happens with other players, but I can see only like 3 players are only attending the free training today. Others are different, like stuff's happening. So, what about you, Crash? Like, what are you doing for the day?
My old footy club, West Brunswick, are having a past players day today. So that's me.
Nice.
I'm a past player. So go down and catch up with a few old friends and watch the current footy playing.
Nice. Like, is that in over, like in Brunswick?
Yeah, over in West Brunswick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, which position did you play for?
I probably played most of my footy at centre half back.
Nice.
But played a bit in the ruck, and then at the end of my career went down to the goal square and kicked a few goals.
Beautiful. Nice. Probably you can teach me tips to kick goals.
Get the ball, mate. Got to get the ball first.
You know what? Get the ball. Like, I'm not good at reading the ball movement. That's the issue. Or do you have to read the ball as well?
Be where the ball is, mate. Just be where the ball is. That's all I can say.
How about reading the ball, like or like just follow the how ball kicked? You mean?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot about knowing your teammates, knowing how they kick, knowing how long they kick, what foot they kick with, watching them when they're coming out, and sort of trying to anticipate and predict where it's going to go. That's one way. Or if you're a big bloke like myself, you can just tell them to pop it up on top of your head and use the body, mate. Use the body.
Just smart.
But I don't think you've got that, Yosh. I don't think you're quite big enough to use the body.
No, I'm small.
That's all right, mate. You got to stand around the big blokes, and they'll knock it down to you.
Right. Otherwise, like I'll be knocked out. You mean?
Yeah.
Right. That's what I remember of the incident last year. Like I went on a contest and big Matt girl, hit my shoulder. My shoulder has been dislocated.
Oh, mate. At least you're back in action now.
Yeah. Right, that's all for today, right?
Yeah, thanks, mate. Good to talk to you again.
Thanks, mate. Like, good to talk to you again. And thanks for everyone to watch Onsen Budgie Smugglers podcast. And see you in 2 weeks.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.